I do just want to mention, I have this super cute outfit on, but these overalls, like, you cannot sit on the ground with these on, but, you know, super cute anyways. I'm pretty sure this is focused, but oh well. Hey guys, it's Alyson and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I'm going to be explaining to you guys how I lost my 25 pounds. Now I'm going to be giving you guys a whole bunch of explaining from 2009 to today. This video is a little bit personal for me as well, and it might get a tad emotional, but I'm just kind of going with the flow. So if I start to get a little bit emotional, I do apologize. I have a whole list of details here by year on my weight loss journey. I also have some pictures to put in here as well. I went back on my good old hard drives and I got all the pictures that I could possibly get from 2009 to 2017 or 18, I guess. So let's get started with this video. So let's start way back in 2009. 2010, I was, well, 2009 I was a freshman in high school, and 2010 I was a sophomore in high school. 2010 is actually when I started my YouTube channel. So at this age, I was pretty much just your, you know, basic teenage weight, I would say. I don't know, I just looked average. Everything was, you know, nice and skinny. I wasn't skinny. You know, like just those average people. Like my thighs were a decent size. My arms, you know, were small, decent size. But my gut was a little bit heavier. I always had like a heavier gut. Nothing that you could really notice that I was heavy, but everything just seemed really, you know, just, I had a flat chest. Still do. I cheered, I did sports regularly, so I was always active. But the thing was, I ate what I want whenever I wanted. So that's why I always had that little tiny gut down there. And it actually really bothered me, but I never wanted to do anything about it. I didn't care really how I looked because everybody else would eat what they want whenever they wanted. Like, I didn't care what I was eating. I just ate it because I liked it and it was good. So I didn't really care what I looked like at that age until about 2011, 2012. So I was a junior and almost senior in high school. That's when I started to look at myself and I'm like, if I keep eating bad foods and not working out and not doing anything about it, then I'm gonna get fat and I'm gonna gain the weight, and that's not what I wanted to do. I was already insecure with myself on how I looked because I didn't look like, you know, everybody else. I've always wanted to be that really fit girl, but in my mind back in high school, I was just like, I got more important stuff to think about, like boys and cheerleading and what I want to do for college and stuff like that. So I wasn't really caring about what I looked like. So 2011, 2012, it hit me. I'm like, okay, maybe I should start working out. So that's when I was obviously still cheering. I cheered for 14 years. So in cheerleading, every Friday practice, we had workout practice. So we would go down to the weight room and just lift weights, run, do anything. But I really did not know what I was doing. I would, you know, go on the elliptical for maybe 2 minutes because I hated it because it burned your whole entire body. So, you know, I just did that for 2 minutes, maybe lift some weights, stacked cool, did a few crunches here and there. That was it. That was my workout process, and that's all I pretty much did. So now we're getting into 2013. This was the year I graduated. So I was only really focused about what I wanted to do after school, and I really didn't know. I was not thinking about beauty school, actually. That only came a year after I graduated. I really wanted to do editing commercials or some along the lines of film and editing, but I wasn't sure what category that would be underneath, if that makes sense. There's just so many things that you could go to school for, and I wanted to make sure I got it right. Instead, I decided to do a year at community college, and I did general studies, and I absolutely hated it. So around this time, 2013, after I graduated, I was still doing the same thing, eating the same thing, working out maybe once or twice a week, maybe skipping weeks actually. And then this is where the part's gonna get a little bit emotional. So this is when I actually started dating a certain guy. It was great in the beginning. We dated for a good 8 months, and then we broke up right at the end of November of 2013. I was okay. This is when I really took in consideration, wow, I have so much time on my hands, so why not use it and let's start working out more. So, oh God, all I did was cardio, cardio, cardio. That's all I did. That's all I did, and that's all I ever wanted to do, because I knew I was heavier in some places and I wanted to lose all that weight. So all I did was cardio, 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 and I dropped down to 120. That's the lowest I've ever hit. In high school, I was at 130 to 135. I always fluctuated from 130 to 135. And so then after this major breakup, I got down to 120, and that's actually my freaking dog. And the reason why I got down to 120, and it wasn't just because I was doing heavy cardio, I wasn't eating, as sad as that is to say. Okay, so I'm sorry, so I got a little bit information wrong. We broke up beginning of September for that, because that's 8 months. So we broke up in the beginning of September, and then that's when I wasn't eating. I was only doing really heavy cardio, and that's all. You can tell I'm like kind of ashamed of this because I really just don't even want to look at the camera. So then that, and when I mean as in I wasn't eating, I wasn't eating the right amount of foods. So in the morning, you know, I'd wake up and I'd go downstairs, maybe eat half a piece of toast, and then I wouldn't eat the rest of the day until maybe dinner time. And that's actually when I worked at Subway at the time, and we were always allowed a free 6-inch for lunch, and I would make that 6-inch and only eat maybe 2 bites out of it, just because I was so emotional and so depressed and upset at the time that I didn't even want to eat. I couldn't eat because every time that I went and digested food, my stomach would process it so differently and so odd from before that I felt like I was gonna throw up. So this part's definitely just a little disgusting and personal, but I started to notice that my poop was green, and that's from bad digestion. So that was happening to me for a really long time since I wasn't eating, and it's really so it's so annoying for me to even talk about. I couldn't believe that someone had that much control over me on how I felt now and how I wanted to take care of my body. So 2014, it says capital letters skinny. Not that I worked my ass off or that I ate right and I went to the gym all the time and I wanted to do this for me and me only. No, I didn't eat, and I was going through that really rough breakup, so I had no appetite, and it kind of sucked because I really liked food, but for those 3 months, I barely ate any of it. I drank a lot of water, and that was pretty much it. Even that made me sick. That's how disgusted I am with myself. So now me and that guy are together. It's November of 2014. Now it's 2015. And I started beauty school this year. I'm still in this on again, off again relationship. So him and I were really good from the beginning of 2015 until around the same time in September again. So we dated for another 8 months. And I started beauty school on September 15th. I know it to the date. And him and I broke up at the end of September, like the 30th or something like that. So I was better, obviously. In the beginning of 2015, I gained a little bit of weight back, and I looked normal for once. I know a lot of people strive to be that skinny girl and be known as, wow, she's so skinny and beautiful, but it's really not like about that, and I did it in such a terrible way. So am I in no way influencing to do this? Because I was depressed and God, my mind couldn't even tell myself that because of this control that I had over a guy. Like, that's pathetic. Still back in 2015, I'm not eating right, as in having like 5 meals a day. Because they say, you know, breakfast, snack, lunch, snack, dinner. I wasn't eating breakfast. I know that for sure because I had to be there at 9 o'clock and I'm lazy and I sleep until the very last minute. So I wouldn't ever really have breakfast. Lunch, I sometimes had, even if it was like a little granola bar, because I was at school, so you don't always get to eat, but if you can find time, you find time. That's just how I am as a hairdresser now. Like, if some days I'll go in there and I won't even eat dinner until I come home late at night at 8 o'clock at night. That's just how it is. You're just so busy and you find the time to sneak a snack or even dinner, anything. I wasn't eating right in beauty school. I'd definitely eat dinner, but I'd have like such a small lunch and then a huge dinner because I was starving and I was hungry. And so that wasn't helping my weight adjustment either, because now I'm this skinny girl eating all this food, and since I haven't eaten, all that's gonna store to fat, and I didn't know that. I managed to pretty much stay at the same weight. It wasn't too bad. Like, I didn't gain that much weight. I said I was 120 in 2014 and I gained back to what I was like in high school, like 130, 135. I hate talking about this. And this is when I was still doing only cardio, no weights. The weights to me were the devil, and I said to myself, why would I want to use weights when I don't want to get fat, when I don't want to get big? But now I'm just like, you're an idiot. Like, do your research, you're freaking idiot. So that's why I pretty much fluctuated from that 130, 135, and I didn't gain too much weight from after that. 2016, I ended my toxic relationship completely. No more on again, off again. And so we got back together that November of 2015, and then we only lasted until January of 2016. So I went into 2016, I started off on a back foot, but then I brought myself back up and I got out of the relationship, thank God. And I was hitting the gym a lot more then, because like, I want to look good for myself. I'm going to go to the gym and meet another guy and whatever. So in this year, I was still trying to gain back from that super skinny stage that I was in. And I started to do my research, and I'm like, hey, weightlifting is okay. Gaining weight is actually a good thing. As in, you can gain a nice butt from it. You can get nice arms and stuff, nice cuts in your shoulders and your arms and your legs, and flatten your stomach out as well. And this year, I was still trying to gain back from that super skinny stage I was in, but I was scared to lift weights because I somehow liked my body, as demented as that sounds. I kind of liked how skinny I was. But then, like I said, I did my research and I'm like, hey, this might be a good thing for me, because I'm at a very unhealthy weight right now and I look unhealthy and sickly. So I need to do something about it, and doing just cardio is not going to do anything for me except lose more weight. And that's not what we want to do. I always wanted to be that skinny girl. Like I said before, I always just wanted to be that girl that everyone said, wow, she's fit, she's skinny. That's when I started to experience weightlifting. And this is when I actually started to go to the gym with my sister, which was awesome because I learned a lot of things that she knew, but now I know a lot more than her, and so she's coming to me for information like that. I just think it's really funny. And that's when I started to discover squatting. I did honestly start seeing progress within a month from doing that. We would put on 20 on each side of the bar and we would just squat from that. And as much as I hated it, I did. I mean, I can compare some of the pictures from when I didn't have a butt and to now. The only thing with me, I kind of hate it. Not gonna lie. I wish there was a way that you could look good with nice, thin, slim thighs and have a really nice big butt. but that it just looks so unproportional. It's just not very pleasing to the eye because it just looks very unproportional. So I guess, you know, when it comes to have a big butt, it has to come with the big thighs. It just has to go together. So that part for me is really, really hard to think about because, you know, no one wants big thighs. Everyone, you know, the thigh gap was like a thing, but I don't really care about that. But I just want, if my thighs just looked a little bit more cut and toned, then I would be happy. But they don't right now because it's cutting season. I gotta cut. So that's when I started weightlifting in 2016, and I also started hanging out with my friends again, and this is when I started to eat right. I said, when I put good things in my body, I feel good. When I put bad things in my body, as in McDonald's foods, I feel like shit. I would eat really, really good, let's just say for a whole week, just like salads and easy things to prep and stuff like that. And then one day out of that week or something, I said, you know, I'm just really craving a McDonald's burger. And I would go and get it and I would eat it. And right away, I would start noticing like, ew. Like I literally feel like a grease ball. I feel disgusting. And I was tired of feeling like that. So I said, you know what? I am going to start eating right every day. Weekends, I will splurge a little bit because I do like pizza and I do like burgers, but I don't eat fast food at all anymore at this point. And so I said, you know what, I'm just going to better myself for myself. And that has really, really helped me. Now we are in 2017. It's so crazy to even say it's 2018 right now. But this is when I started to gain my muscle back. The beginning of 2017 is when I hit my highest. And the highest weight that I was at was at 150. And it's crazy to even think or see these pictures. I don't look 150, but then I came back and to myself and I'm like, you know what? I've gained so much muscle now in my butt, in my thighs, in my arms, in my back, that muscle weighs way more than fat. So I have to think of it that way. Like I'm getting stronger. I'm not getting more fat. Eating clean, having a pretty strict meal plan, even though that is hard to do. I think it was in March time, I want to say, is when I was like 150 and I was like, whoa. So I went down to my mom and I said, Mom, do I look like I'm 150 pounds? And she says, are you kidding me? No. Did you just weigh yourself because you're not 150 pounds? I said, same. I was so upset with myself. I'm like, all this whole time I tried to lose weight, I gained it all back because of muscle. And so that really just set me off. And I said, maybe I should just start doing cardio again. But then I did more research. Ever since that day, March, it was around February, March time, I never stepped on a scale again. Never. I don't care on how much I weigh on this planet. I just care on how I look and what I look like. So don't ever think about the whole, you are 200 pounds, you work out and work out and work out for every day of the week, and a month in, you've only lost 5 pounds. But you look amazing. You look like you could have lost 10 pounds, 20 pounds even. You can't go by what a scale says because it'll just tear you down. Because I was weighing myself like every single day. Every single day. It was really getting to me. So I stopped doing it. I have not weighed myself except for going to the doctor's office so I know what weight I am around, but I don't put that in my everyday life. I exercise really often. I went at least 3 to 5 times a week, sometimes more, depends on how I'm feeling and if I'm really motivated. So I started to care more about myself and what I wanted to do in life and how I wanted to look to people. I know you shouldn't really care what people think of you, but I do. And I want to look nice. I want to be that really fit girl on the beach that I'm always jealous of when I go to the beach. I got more responsible. So this was a biggie for me. I was always very, very, very irresponsible with a lot of things. So when I was with that guy, I was sneaking around telling my mom I was with my friends when I was really out with him. So getting out of that toxic relationship and staying away from that toxic person that would make me do such bad things, it really helped me get more responsible. I only started realizing that in 2017. I drank a lot more water. I still don't drink as much as you should. 8 glasses a day, that's ridiculous. I'd feel like I'm drowning. I learned about what macro and micros are, which I can never go on if it fits your macros. That's just too much for me, and I didn't go to school for that, but I learned what that stuff consists of. And I also started to gain nutrition facts, and I would start to really, really look at them and study them. So that's when I actually downloaded a calorie tracker, and this actually helps me a lot. And this is what helped me lose a little bit of extra weight that I was kind of stuck on and I couldn't get rid of. I looked it up, and they say you should at least consume 1,500 calories if you want to lose 1 pound in a week. Like, okay. But you can literally track your breakfast, your lunch, your dinner, the snacks you had, the exercise you have, and what your weight was. So then I found motivation in 2017, and that I wanted to do this for myself, and I wanted to work for myself so I look better in other people's eyes as well. Part was really hard for me to start realizing, like, you're only in this for you. You can only trust yourself, and you can only love yourself first. And I learned that I needed to love myself first before I can go and love somebody else. So that's why I've been single for so long. This was also the year that I decided to put more effort in my videos. And if you're new to my channel, you wouldn't know, but I was being very nonchalant with uploading, and I didn't care about the times that I uploaded or the days that I uploaded. So ever since then, I started doing that. I did notice a lot better feedback with doing that. I post Monday and Friday around in the morning-ish times. I can say now that if I didn't start doing that, I would still be stuck at the place I was. Gaining subscribers is really slow and hard for me, but I mean, it's just, you know, one of those things, and it kind of sucks, but whatever. This is also when I tried different supplements, and by trying different supplements, I was following different Instagram fitness pages. I can't even tell you how many I have on my Instagram now that I'm following, but a lot of people have a lot of different opinions. So I really like to go to them, even if I have to DM them or comment on their photo, or they just give me the information right there that I was looking for. It's so perfect, and I literally cannot express how good and better it is to follow one of them, because they have so much more knowledge than me. So following them really boosts my confidence a lot. So now 2018, this is what I look like. This is me. And I've lost 25 pounds from when I hit that all-time high back in, wait, hold on, 20. Yeah. 20 pounds. I've lost 20 pounds, not 25 pounds. Sorry. So sorry. I've come a long way if you haven't watched this whole video already. And if you have watched this far, thank you so much for sitting here and just listening to me ramble about my emotional weight loss journey. But I really appreciate it. And I hope this gives you motivation to start doing what I did, and to start eating right and getting fit and working out. And don't get me wrong, if you're happy with your body, that's great. But if you want to do something about it, I definitely recommend it, because it's taken me a long time. But I'm finally here to say that I am wanting to make myself better, and I'm going to work for it until I can anymore. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be on the lookout for more videos coming soon. I post every Monday and Friday. Make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, because it'll give you a notification on every time I post. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!